The Twitter Files Part 7 has just dropped right before I came on air today. So I'm seeing it right now. Here's the short version of what you need to know. The FBI, it seems, based on documents from inside of Twitter, had both deeply infiltrated the top ranks of Twitter, the private company, and was also actively pressuring Twitter, believe it or not, to do more about election misinformation and Russian hacking and disinformation than even the Twitter executives could justify based upon what they were seeing on their platform. Twitter Files Part 7. This is from Michael Schellenberger. Just broke, so we could do the breaking news. Dun, dun, dun. The FBI and the Hunter Biden laptop. How the FBI and intelligence community discredited factual information about Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings both before and after the New York Post revealed the contents of his laptop on October 14th, 2020. So what came out on Friday was that the FBI was sending to Twitter individual accounts, Patriot 75729 dash hashtag ampersand 1776, that the FBI was sending specific accounts to take action against, including accounts that were making jokes. This came out right after I did the show on Friday here. So Friday night I was on Jesse Waters' show. We talked about this a little bit. But the actions that were taken by Twitter were directly influenced and in some cases directly demanded by the FBI. This is crazy. And this included jokes. People made jokes about the election and found themselves in the crosshairs of FBI to Twitter enforcement. What the heck is the FBI doing even caring about jokes on Twitter? Right? I mean, the FBI should only care about crimes. But the FBI, at least in part, became a disinformation and democracy, health, online conversation police. This is what they thought their role was. We have the proof. It is clear. It's crazy. But what's interesting is, in addition to that, so that's just the FBI saying, go after this account. They're saying stuff about the elections that's not true. That came out on Friday. Today, we find out that the FBI was pressuring Twitter to think more about Russian disinformation, that the FBI had the Hunter Biden laptop for almost a year, did nothing with it, no interest in it whatsoever, that the Hunter Biden laptop shows Hunter Biden was paid millions of dollars by America's biggest opponent in the world, China. That the son of the former vice president and the Democrat nominee for the presidency, and now, of course, president of the United States, was getting millions of dollars from our biggest adversary, and the FBI didn't think that was worth looking into at all. But they did think that you make a joke, Catmom7279, you make a joke about what happened on the election, your account should be shut down. And they did think that they should get ahead of the Hunter Biden laptop disclosure to the public by effectively wargaming, and I'm serious, the FBI acting on behalf of the intelligence community, which I used to be a part of as a CIA analyst years and years ago when the CIA felt like had a real job to do, which was track bin Laden and his associates. The FBI tried to help Twitter get ahead of the dump of the Hunter Biden information by wargaming ways to treat it as Russian disinformation. There was no basis for this whatsoever. In fact, what you see in this latest, this is now Twitter Files Part 7, presented by Michael Schellenberger, who I had never heard of before this. Oh, was he the guy who ran in California? Was he like running for governor in California? Am I right on that one? Or is that somebody else? And I don't know who Michael Schellenberger is, but he's the guy who has put this out. And here he is linking to these emails that show that Twitter was responding to the FBI, telling them there's so much. This was 2020 election now. Oh, there's so much Russian disinformation out there. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. That was basically the attitude from these FBI officials who are speaking to Twitter people, not just in email, but even on an encrypted app. The FBI having direct communications with Twitter about entirely non-criminal. None of this stuff is criminal, right? I mean, setting up a sock puppet account that says, don't vote for Biden. He's a bad guy. This is not a criminal act. And even if it were a criminal act, if some Russian is setting up, bots that say, that the election is going to be stolen or whatever, they're never going to enforce this anyway. So why is it on the FBI? This is just a matter for Twitter to handle. But that is not the way it was happening.